Number 1 is Barclay's Beauty, owned by Ellis Lakes, driven by John Barnes. Number 2 is Dipped in Chocolate, owned by Jerry Hawes with Mike Wilder. 3 is Kropski, owned by Frank Budzinski and Jack Daly, driven by Jack Daly. 4 is Keglerette, owned by William Lambeth. Mike Roth will be aboard. 5 is Brave Marissa, owned by Marion Byrne with Jody Essig in the bike. Number 6, Prudy Special, owned by Robert Chafin with David Myers. 7, Flight of Queen, owned by Melody Aldrich, along with the driver, Steve Hettinger. And number 8 is Mink Street, owned by Charlie Geiler and Letha Brooks with Sandy Beatty in the sulky. 6 minutes till post time. Field is now in motion. And there they go. They're off and pacing. Barclay's Beauty takes the lead. Flight of Queen on the far outside. Dipped in Chocolate toward the rail. Late Lever, Kropski in the center. Driving up on the far outside, Prudy Special. As they move midway on the turn, here comes Brave Marissa. Quite a log jam here. Oh, the 5 just fell. The 8 got taken out too. Sandy Beatty went down on Ming Street as the 5 fell. Gentlemen, we have a loose horse on the outside of the track racing without a sulky as they race by the opening quarter here in 28 3/5. Gentlemen, we have a horse down in the 2-hole path, which will be past the 3/4. We also have a horse on the outside here that Kathy Hawk will try to pick up as the field drives around the lower turn and heads to the half-mile pole. Kropski has got the lead by a length and a half. Tucked in their second, Flight of Queen. As they move into the half-mile pole, Barclay's Beauty, Dipped in Chocolate. After that, Keglerette up on the outside, Prudy Special. And we're still waiting for the horse to be picked up, passing the half-mile pole in 1 minute and 4/5. Up the backstretch. Looks like the horse has been picked up in the paddock area. Once again, gentlemen, we have a horse down in the 2-hole path going past the 3/4. Still in command, it's Kropski by about 2 lengths. Barclay's Beauty is in the second. Flight of Queen along the rail third. Dipped in Chocolate is fourth on the outside. Middle of the racetrack, Prudy Special. After that comes Keglerette. Racing by 3/4 in 1:32 as the field straightens away. Kropski in between horses, Barclay's Beauty. Driving up on the far outside. Dipped in Chocolate, little less than a 16th of a mile to pace. Barclay's Beauty, Dipped in Chocolate, still trying hard on the outside. Barclay's Beauty, Dipped in Chocolate second, and Flight of Queen third, and please hold all tickets. In the winner's circle is number 1, Barclay's Beauty, a 4-year-old bay mare by Sandman Hanover out of Linwood Applause, owned in Lebanon by Ellis Lakes, trained and trained by John Barnes. To cover the mile here in 2:03 and 4, number 1, Barclay's Beauty, the unofficial winner of the first. The inquiry sign is still up. Here comes the field for tonight's second race, $15,000 to $20,000 claiming handicap trot. Number 1, Dio Valente, leased by David Lowe, driven by Rick Dingledine. Number 2 is What a Message, owned by Glenn Brandon. Jody Essig will drive. 3, Talon Zodiac, owned by FLG Partnership with Mike Wilder. 4, Photo Image, owned by Kimberly Washburn. Dave Hawk will be aboard. 5, Night Manager, owned by Barbara Hughes and Jim Deagle. David Myers in the bike. 6, Sizzle Hanover, owned by Matt Bensick and Ron Havorka with Jerry Ross Jr. 7 is Bob, owned by Bruce and Trish Soulsby and Chris Fout. Jeff Fout brings this guy out of post number 7. Field is now in motion. And there they go. They're off and trotting. What a Message and Photo Image are out for the lead. Dio Valente along the rail. Night Manager is up on the outside. Sizzle, Hanover, and Bob is the trailer. Pretty good tussle here in the first eighth of a mile. What a Message and Photo Image up on the outside, slugging this one out. Dio Valente away safely third to his outside. Night Manager after that, Sizzle, Hanover, and Bob. As they move by the opening quarter, Photo Image might like it out on top tonight. Leads in a quick 28-1. Racing past the stands to the 3/8 pole, and Photo Image for Dave Hawk leads by 2. What a Message will get the stalking journey in second. Dio Valente skimming the pylons in third. Night Manager's up on the outside. Sizzle Hanover to his left, and at the end, Bob with the big late kick will use it from here on. Around the paddock turn of the half-mile pole, Photo Image continues to lead the way. What a Message right there in second, 58-3. They're out of the turn and down the backstretch. Photo Image trying to make every pole winning one is now on top by 2. What a Message, second, a length and a half. Dio Valente, Night Manager parked every step. Sizzle Hanover toward the rail. Bob, 3 wide power sweep from the back of the pack. 6th, 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, and going right after the trot setter, Photo Image. Photo Image and Bob together here in 128-4. Moving around the far turn, Bob is still gaining on the outside. Photo Image along the rail. Bob on the outside now sticks his nose, his head, his neck in front. What a Message drives up on the far outside. Photo Image gives way along the rail. Bob has got the lead. What a Message closing in with every stride. It's Bob and What a Message. 2 wide here, and What a Message gets up.
Stand apron. Had a lot of good entries. Very tough decision. I do believe that people in Galloway are talented. A lot of good names from Galloway. Now we have something unusual this year. We have a tie. The winning name was submitted by 2 people, both of whom happen to be junior finalists. The winning name is How Low Can You Go? And that's Nebraska Ross and Julie Vanover. You're our winners. You split the $500. Thank you all the rest of the finalists and everybody that entered. We appreciate it.
Okay, all done. Good.
Rocky concert for Tommy Smith and a driver change to Jeff Fout. 2 Cole Tomar, owned by Neil Long, driven by Ryan Holton. 3 Quiet Tucson, owned by Jerry Timmons. Jeff Smith will drive. 4 KL's Big Guy, owned by John Kroner and Kathleen Masters, reigned and trained by Rocky Stidham. 5 One Bad Nut, owned by Charles Blankenship with Jody Essig. 6 King Lear, owned by Robert Burns with a driver change to Jack Daly. 7 is Wahoo Sabra, owned by Molly Bush, Jay Kaltenbach, Woody Woodward, and driver Scott Mogan. Number 8, Homer Roan, owned by Howard Millington with Mike Welder. 9, Richard Breath, owned by Lisa Fuller, driven by Frenchie Fuller. 10, Hay Buck, owned by the North Fork stable. Randy Tharps will be in the sulky. Post time in less than 6 minutes. Field 4, race 3 is at the gate. Field is now in motion. And there they go. They're off and pacing. Quiet Tucson takes the lead. One bad nut between horses. Rocky Concert along the rail. They're down the backstretch. Hay Buck gets away in fourth. Wahoo Sabra wide and driving from the outside. After that comes Cole Tomar. KL's big guy is up on the outside. King Lear off stride the 8 Homer Roan, and Richard Breath 10th on the outside but driving on. Homer Roan is still off stride by the opening quarter here in 28 1/5. Past the stands, the favorite has the top. He'll try front end tactics tonight. One bad nut by 2. Quiet Tucson, the stalker in second. Rocky Concert with the first flight third. Hay Buck starts the action from mid-pack up on the outside. Cole Tomar, Wahoo Sabra, followed by KL's big guy. Driving up on the outside, King Lear, he's caught the train. Nearest the rail, Richard Breath, and Homer Roan is still the trailer. They're at the half-mile pole in 58 4. They're out of the turn and down the backstretch. Still in command, the odds-on favorite. One bad nut, Quiet Tucson in there second. Hay Buck still on the outside third. Rocky Concert waiting for the passing lane in fourth. Cole Tomar to his outside. Wahoo Sabra still looks for racing room, followed by KL's big guy. Richard Breath along the rail. King Lear is up on the outside, and Homer Roan. One bad nut opens up in 128. One bad nut on top by about 3. Quiet Tucson can't match strides. Rocky Concert in with a chance. Hay Buck still holding him at bay. Ranging up on the far outside, Cole Tomar. Superfecta Pacers on their way home. One bad nut. Quiet Tucson still trying hard. Rocky Concert flying down the middle of the racetrack. Too little, too late. One bad nut. Rocky Concert, Quiet Tucson. Here's the 9, Richard Breath up fourth. Cents, the Super, 16.78 even. Windows are now up and on the fourth. Fourth race, Chip Noble driving 6, Lucky Marge. Fifth race, Greg Bateson driving 5, Good Allegris. Darren Mauser driving 8, BMW Bluegrass. Darren Mauser driving 8, BMW Bluegrass. Sixth race, Ryan Holton driving 5, Impatient Cam. Ryan Holton driving 5, Impatient Cam. 10, Bean Soup, the driver, Darren Mauser. Here comes the field for tonight's fourth race. Ohio Sire Stakes action for 3-year-old trotting fillies. Fifth leg, first division, $18,200 the purse. Number 1, Athinda Star. Owned by Linda Clendenin, driven by Greg Bateson. 2, Connected Comer, owned by the E. Conrad Trucking Group with Del S. Miller. 3, Hello Mamie, owned by Kathy Smith and Warren Holland. Jeff Smith, the reinsman. 4, Our Goldie Low, owned by Terry Gillen. Dave Hawk will be aboard. Number 5 is Arnie's Rosetta, owned by Carl Kazexny with Lanny Merriman in the bike. Number 6, Lucky Marge, owned by Richard Householder. Driver change, Chip Noble. 7, Over Charmer, owned by the birthday lady, Keysoon Lavelle. Jeff Fout will be in the sulky. Less than 6 minutes. Field is now in motion. And there they go. They're off and trotting. Way to a pretty good start. Hello Mamie takes the lead. Here comes a Thin to Star with a rush. And the late leaver is Lucky Marge on the far outside. Connected Comer gets away to be a gapping fourth, followed up by Our Goldie Low. Arnie's Rosetta and Overcharmer is the trailer. But they'll have a pretty good clip here to chase down as they move to the quarter-mile pole, and a Thin to Star has got the lead by a length and a half. Hello Mamie second. Lucky Marge settles in there third, trotting by the quarter. 29 1/5. Ohio sired fillies in parade past the stands. Greg Bateson and a Thin to Star control the front end action brewing from mid-pack. Here comes Connected Comer up on the outside. Hello Mamie along the rail. Underway Our Goldie Low. In between horses, Arnie's Rosetta. Nearest the rail, Lucky Marge, and Overcharmer catches the conga line. 3 in, 4 out, 7 are well bunched. They're at the half. A Thin to Star trying to make every pole, winning one leads, passing the halfway point. In a minute and 4/5, they're out of the turn and down the backstretch. A Thin to Star by an easy 2. Hello Mamie second. Connected Comer is still up on the outside. Saving ground along the rail, that's Lucky Marge. Out from between horses, Our Goldie Low. Overcharmer's got a lot of work to do, and Arnie's Rosetta is still the trailer. As Greg Bateson gets away on the front end with a Thin to Star flying by 3/4. In 1:30 a Thin to Star has now opened up a commanding lead. Our Goldie Low, Overcharmer, and Overdrive on the far outside as the field straightens away. A Thin to Star on top by a diminishing 4. Overcharmer is 7th, but look at her fly on the far outside. It's a Thin to Star, Our Goldie Low, Overcharmer flattening out just a bit. A Thin to Star, Our Goldie Low, and Overcharmer will finish third. Result of the fourth is now official. Like to congratulate our winners tonight, Nebraska Ross and Julie Van Order. They're going to be the trophy presenters here on behalf of Scioto Downs for the fourth race as they meet and greet a Thin to Star, Greg Bateson and Wayne Farnsell for owner Linda Clendenin of Swanton, Ohio. A Thin to Star by Carry the Message out of Victorian's Pride. We'll probably see this young lady back here on Sire Stakes Championship night here on Saturday, September the 5th. Minutes away at 8:53. Once again, there will be well over $20,000. Here's the field for tonight's fifth race. Number 1, It's a Monkey. Owned by Mario Labrasca, driven by Dave Hawk. 2, Jay's Fame, owned by Jim Price, driven by Mike Wilder. 3, No Wolf Calls, owned by Tim Williamson, driven by Roy Wilson. 4, Malabir Star, owned by George Kincaid and Doug Roseberry. Del S. Miller will be aboard. Number 5 is Good Allegris, owned by Stephen Watkins, driver change to Greg Bateson. 6, Brucey FW, owned by Richard Finfrock, driven by Jack Daly. 7 is Grand Mal, owned by Wendell Malone, Ryan Holton, the driver. 8 is BMW Bluegrass, owned by June Asher, with a driver change to Darren Mauser. 9, Toss the Coin, owned by Richard Lee Mabra, with Mike Riley. 10, Amarillo Trooper, owned by Jane Ferrian. Jeff Fout will be in the sulky. 5 minutes till post time. Field is now in motion. And there they go. They're off and pacing for Malabir Star, was off stride at the start. No Wolf Calls takes the lead. Fouled out by Jay's Fame and It's a Monkey. Quickly out of the second tier comes Amarillo Trooper to fourth. Rushing up on the far outside, BMW Bluegrass to fifth. Followed by Good Allegris. After that, it's Grand Mal. Brucey FW tossed the coin. Back down pacing 10th and last, Malabir Star. First four are hub to hub, flying by the quarter here, 28 and 4. Past the stands, they roll to the half-mile pole, driving up on the outside. BMW Bluegrass now gets the lead. Followed by Jay's Fame in second, past the stands. No Wolf Calls third. The favorite is fourth. It's a Monkey. Amarillo Trooper completes the first flight from fifth as they move around the paddock turn and head to the half-mile pole. Ranging up on the outside, Good Allegris toward the rail. Grand Mal to his flank. Brucey FW tossed the coin, and the trailer is still Malabir Star, reaching the halfway point in 58. Up the backstretch, 35 the one shot. BMW Bluegrass continues to lead the way. No Wolf Calls is on the attack in second. Jay's Fame fighting back in third. It's a Monkey, three deep from fourth. Middle of the racetrack, Good Allegris fifth. Amarillo Trooper is in the sixth. The Beamer is in cruise control right now in 127 and 3. Driving around the far turn, BMW Bluegrass trying to pull the big upset. Jay's Fame is in the second. It's a Monkey is up on the outside third. Here comes the 10 with some mild foot along the rail. Amarillo Trooper. Darren Mauser all over the BMW Bluegrass. Right alongside, Jay's Fame gets the lead. It's Jay's Fame now taking over. Jay's Fame, BMW Bluegrass second. One, It's a Monkey will finish third. Here comes the winner of tonight's fifth race. Number 2, Jay's Fame. 7-year-old brown gelding by Farmstead's Fame out of J-Time Girl. Owned and trained in Spencerville by Jim Price. Given a well-judged drive tonight by Mike Wilder to cover the mile here in 157 and 4 and take a lifetime best to Jay's Fame, the winner. 2-8 exacta, 157.80. First half of the twin try, 249.10. Windows are now up and on tonight's sixth race. Sixth race, Ryan Holton will drive 5, Impatient Cam. Ryan Holton will drive the 5, Impatient Cam. Darren Mauser will drive 10, Bean Soup. Darren Mauser will drive the 10, Bean Soup. Post time will be in 12 minutes at 9:11. Here comes the field for tonight's sixth race. Number 1 is Navy Seals, owned by Tom and Ted Gregory, driven by Randy Tharps. 2, Expensive Dude, owned by Francis and Milton Schloss with reinsman Jeff Fout. 3, Cam Best Prince, owned by Thompson, Patterson, and Patterson with Steve Waller. Number 4, All-American Gunner, owned by Robert Deal. Dave Hawk will be aboard. 5, Impatient Cam, owned by John Sugar. Driver change Ryan Holton. Number 6, Happy Western, owned by Bruz Noble. Chip Noble will be in the bike. 7 is Noble Style, owned by Alonzo Willis with Jack Daly. 8 is Bob Scooter, owned by Robert Gilmore, John Rogers, and Frank Batchty Jr. with Jody Essig. 9, Alarmist, owned by the Alarmist Stable with Del S. Miller. And number 10, Bean Soup, owned by Ray Belt. Darren Mauser will be in the sulky. 6 minutes. Field 4, race 6 at the gate and moving up. Field is now in motion, and there they go. They're off and pacing. Expensive Dude takes the lead, and Navy Seals along the rail. There goes Happy Western with a rush on the outside from third. Moving up on the far outside, Noble Style to fourth. They're on their way to the quarter-mile pole. Bean Soup gets away from out of the second tier. After that, the favorite Cam Best Prince. All-American Gunner followed by Impatient Cam. Bob Scooter and Alarmist is up on the outside 10th. Opening up here in a swift 28 seconds flat. Racing past the stands to the half-mile pole, and Happy Western has the top. Happy Western on top by about 3. Expensive Dude moves in to be second. Navy Seals third. Driving up on the outside, Noble Style fourth. Bean Soup begins to flow. After that, Cam Best Prince followed by All-American Gunner. Impatient Cam is 8th. Racing in 9th, Bob Scooter and Alarmist, the tailgate. They're at the half-mile station. Happy Western is there in 58th. They're out of the turn and down the backstretch. Happy Western sprints clear, 2.5, first to flush. Coming with a rush, here's Bean Soup driving up on the outside. Expensive Dude is on the rail. Noble Style can't go on. Navy Seals along the rail. Cam Best Prince making little headway right now from 6th. On the far outside, Impatient Cam 7th. Bob Scooter, All-American Gunner. And at the end, it's Alarmist in 126 and 4. Moving around the far turn, Bean Soup gets the lead. Cam Best Prince up on the outside. Happy Western trying to come back as they fan out 10 wide on the drive to the wire. Bean Soup is taking over, but he's not home free yet. Cam Best Prince rolling down the middle of the racetrack. Navy Seals up on the far outside. Expensive Dude coming quickest of all, but Cam Best Prince holds. Cam Best Prince, 2-year-old bay colt by Cam Best out of Last Lark, owned by L.G. Thompson, J.J. and F.J. Jr. and T. Patterson of Georgia, trained by Glenn Hall, hard driven by Steve Waller. Lifetime best 157 and 1-3, Cam Best Prince, the winner of the 6th. Next post will be in 13 minutes. There are no changes in the 7th race. Here comes the field for tonight's 7th race. Exact and trifecta wagering. Number 1 is SF Satellite, owned and driven by Sean Barker. 2, Trouble with Harry, owned by David Young and David Stanley, driven by Kyle Ader. 3, Key to Our Dreams, owned by Larry Fulham with Jeff Fout. 4, 9 Pin, owned by Bruce Roberts, Michelle Strickland, and Howard Murray. Jack Daly will be aboard. 5, Nuclear Atom, owned and driven by Tony Hall. 6 is Kelly Blue, owned by Philip Baldoff with Dave Hawk. 7, Reason the Shop, owned by Jim Price with Mike Wilder. 8, Sudsy Oats, owned by New Thomas and all the Thomas Muffins with David Myers. Number 9 is Destructor, owned by Steve Chris with Brett Miller 10, Tucson Forbes, owned by Neil Long. Ryan Holton will be in the sulky. That is the field for tonight's 7th race. And there they go. They're off and pacing. Key to Our Dreams takes the lead. 9 Pin, middle of the racetrack. Reason the Shop is up on the far outside. SF Satellite quickly on the rail. Kelly Blue is on the move. Followed by the 2, Trouble with Harry out of the 2nd tier. Tucson Forbes. Ranging up on the far outside comes Destructor as they move midway on the turn. Sudsy Oats is next as they drive by this opening quarter here in a quick one. 28 seconds flat, racing past the stands. 9 Pin has got the top. Key to Our Dreams moves in to be second. SF Satellite third. Kelly Blue is settled in 4. Trouble with Harry to the outside, 5th. Followed by Reason to Shop. Sudsy Oats fighting back along the pylons up on the outside. Nuclear Atom. Followed by Destructor and toward the rail, the 10, Tucson Forbes. Action galore here in the Twin Tri-Exchange with a rush on the outside. Moving up the challenge, here comes Kelly Blue, but Kelly Blue is not yet to 9 Pin, who takes him through the half. In 59 and 1, they're out of the turn and down the backstretch. 9 Pin rolling right along. Kelly Blue drives up on the outside. Second, Key to Our Dreams is in the third. Power sweep for Reason the Shop on the far outside. SF Satellite along the rail. In between horses, Trouble with Harry. Moving up on the far outside, Nuclear Atom. Sudsy Oats is 8th between horses. Destructor 9th on the outside. Tucson Forbes 10th. What a log jam here in 129 and 1. Reason to Shop on the far outside now gets the lead. Reason to Shop. 9 Pin though Don't count him out yet. Here comes the bomb. Nuclear Atom up on the far outside. Reason to Shop brings him on home. Nuclear Atom closing down the middle of the racetrack. Wide open here for minor shares, but it's all Reason to Shop. Kelly Blue and Nuclear Atom fighting back third. $25,122 in Friday night's Twin Tri carryover. $25,000. 7-6 exact to $33 even, and the regular try $450.80 in the winner's circle. Reason to Shop. Classy old 13-year-old by Abercrombie out of Turn to Reason. Owning train in Spencerville, Ohio by Jim Price. He takes down a double tonight as well as driver Mike Wilder. The mile here in 159.7 Reason to Shop. Here comes the field for the 8th. Ohio Sire Stakes action continues. 1, Pen Pal, owned by Scott Rankin, driven by Dave Rankin. 2 is Dee's Message, owned by Dale Sweet and John Gherkin Jr., driven by Barbara Lewis. 3 is Sweet Sabra, owned by Marvin Gross, driven by Kelly O'Donnell. 4, DJ Babe, owned by Jim Arledge, driven by Del S. Miller. 5, Cinder Char, owned by Rosemarie Durham with Jim Molinix. 6, Spring Bouquet, owned by Robert Miller and Jody Essig. 7 is Point Setter, owned by Dask Realty Trust, driven by Dave Hawk, 8 Impartial, owned by Wilbur Stoll Lang, David Myers in the sulky, 6 minutes till post. Starting gate is underway. Theo Fred is at the gate and moving through the turn. Field is now in motion. And there they go. They're off and trotting. Dee's Message takes the lead. DJ Bay between horses. Pen Pal along the Vale. Impartial, the late lever on the far outside. Sweet Sabra followed by Cinder Char. Long Shot, Spring Bouquet. And the 7-point setter is the trailer. They're on their way to the quarter, and Barbara Lewis has grabbed the early lead with Dee's Message. Impartial is now being set down early, desperately looking for a seat. After that, the Rail Filly, Pen Pal, and the favorite DJ Babe in 27-3. And jumping off stride past the stands, that was the 4 DJ Babe. The favorite made the break. This one is now wide open as Dee's Message leads the way. Cinder Char with a big move up on the outside. Toward the rail, Pen Pal is into third. Moving up on the outside, Sweet Sabra a closer fourth. Impartial is fifth. Spring Bouquet sixth. Point Setter in 7. DJ Babe is ace. She's 10 from the front, and they're at the half in 58-1. They're out of the turn and down the backstretch, off stride, further back in the field to 6. Spring Bouquet. Up top, Dee's Message bouncing right along. Cinder Charter Wheel Disc in second. Pen Pal is into third. Sweet Sabra is fourth. DJ Babe with a big move on the far outside's got 6 to make up, and she is slicing in with every stride. Can she make it to the leaders as they race to 3/4 in 1:27.2? Moving around the far turn, D's Message gets away. Pen Pal picks up the chase second. Cinder Char is dropped out of it. Sweet Sabra's up on the far outside, and DJ Babe's going to get a big hunk of this. Racing through the stretch. D's Message, Pen Pal, DJ Babe. Sweet Sabra on the far outside. D's Message. DJ Babe made a valiant bid, but she's too late. D's Message wire to wire. Two D's Messages, the unofficial winner. 4 DJ Babe was second. 1 Pen Pal was third, and 3 Sweet Sabra fourth. Here comes the winner of the 8th and a huge mile here, 1:57.1. D's Message, a 3-year-old Bay filly by Carry the Message out of Rachel J. Owned by Dale Sweet and John Gherkin of Huron in Norwalk, Ohio. Trained and trained by Barbara Lewis. Covering the mile here in 1:57.1, a lifetime best for 2 D's Message. And we'll see her back here on Super Night. Jean Regal making the trophy presentation. Here comes the field for tonight's 9th race. Number 1, Dutch Sting, owned by Jim Hess, driven by Ryan Holton. 2, Rutherford Behave, has been scratched. Sick. 3, Tucson L, owned by Rhonda Stidham and Linda May, driven by Rocky Stidham. 4, Bam Bam and Pebbles, owned by Steve Christ. Brett Miller will be aboard. Number 5 is Benton, owned by Charles Autry, and the driver changed to Darren Mauser. 6, My Dad, owned by Pamela Hanauer, driven by Lori Hanauer. 7, Mr. Taxman continues the race on Lasix for Jim Lowe and Jack Daly. Number 8, Enchanted Mirage, owned by the Enchanted Willows Farm and Rosalie Miller with Del S. Miller. Number 9 is You Dreamer, owned by Beverly Clark and Clarence DeLong with Dave Hawk. And 10, Rusty Johnson, owned by Donald Johnson. Jim Harvey will be in the sulky. Field for race 9. Firing gate is underway. Is now in motion. And there they go. They're off and pacing. Dutch Sting is out for the lead. Benton, middle of the racetrack. Tucson out toward the rail. Late lever up on the far outside of the 9. You Dreamer, the favorite. Bam, Bam, and Pebbles. My Dad, Mr. Taxman, and Enchanted Mirage up on the outside. Rusty Johnson in the bullpen is 9th and last. Settled down to the quarter-mile pole. Driving away on top, Dutch Sting by an easy length and a half. Tucked in their second, Benton opening up here, 28 and 4. They're in parade past the stands of the half-mile pole, and Bam, Bam, and Pebbles, sensing a nuclear meltdown on the front end, is being hustled up on the outside by Brett Miller around the paddock turn. Dutch Sting by a half a length. Bam, Bam, and Pebbles circles wide second. Tucked in their third, Benton ranging up on the outside. My Dad the fourth. Tucson Al is next, followed by You Dreamer. Underway, Mr. Taxman. Yet to get going, the long shot Enchanted Mirage and Rusty Johnson. 59 flat, they straighten out down the back stretch, and the slugfest continues. Dutch Sting along the rail. Bam, Bam, and Pebbles right alongside in second. Followed by the early pace setter, Benton in third. Tucson Al fourth. My Dad up on the outside, You Dreamer, Mr. Taxman. Here's Rusty Johnson on the outside of Enchanted Mirage, moving by 3/4 in 1:27 and 3. Tempo is quick now on the turn. The big horse is already feeling the sting of the whip. Bam, Bam, and Pebbles. Dutch Sting is fighting back. Here's Benton up on the outside. Tucson Al with a big shot. 4 deep inside the final 16th. Bam, Bam, and Pebbles still trying hard. Dutch Sting, Tucson Al, Benton on the far outside. Ding-dong battle going here. Benton on the far outside. Here comes Darren Mauser and Benton. 5-year-old black gelding by Praise Dignity out of Mellow Glow. Owned in Cincinnati by Charles Autry, trained by David Perry. Hard driven by Darren Mauser, covering the mountain 157 and 2. 5, Benton, the unofficial winner. Owned by Robert Rhodes, and the driver changed to Jeff Smith. 2, Roughhausen, owned by Enlo Atkinson with driver Jack Daly. 3, High Buck, owned by Clarence DeLong, driven by Dave Hawk. 4, Branson, owned by Bill Metter. Darren Mauser will be aboard. Number 5, He's a Modoc, and owned by Merle Moore with Mike Welder in the bike. 6, Blazing Playboy, owned by Larry Morgan. Driver changed to Rocky Stidham. 7, TDF Basket, owned by Michael Pointer. Driver change David Myers. 8 is Game Eddie, owned by Lisa Fuller with Frenchie Fuller. 9, Banhart Quick Start, owned by Richard Corson. Brett Miller will be in the sulky. 6 minutes till post time. Field is in motion. And there they go. They're off and pacing. Branson takes the lead. Manhart quick start, living up to his name in the 5. He's a Modoc and has jumped off stride but quickly settles into stride as they circle to the 8th pole. With a rush on the outside, Manhart quick start takes over. Branson is on the move to second. High Buck gets away third. TDF Baskin settles into 4th. Karma's Doc is 5th. Followed by Roughhausen after that. Blazing Playboy. Game Eddie back down pacing. He's a Modocan as they drive by the quarter in a quick 27 4/5. In parade past the stands. Up top it's Manhart quick start who leads the way. Branson tracking in second. High Buck third. TDF Baskin swings up on the outside 4th. Karma's Doc is underway for Jeff Smith. Around the paddock turn, here's Roughhausen. Back into it, he's a Modocan. Blazing Playboy is now 8th, 9th up on the outside. Game Eddie in 58 3. Straining out for their long journey down the backstretch. Still in command, Manhart quick start by an easy 2. Branson second, 3 parts of a length. TDF Baskin still in the attack from 3rd. High Bucks giving the pylons in 4th. Karma's Doc with a rush on the outside. As they hit the 3/4, here comes on the far outside Roughhausen as they move into 3/4. It's still Manhart quick start in 128 1. Manhart quick start opens up 4 lengths. Branson is second. High Buck between horses 3rd. Ranging up on the far outside, Roughhausen the 4th as the field straightens away. Manhart quick start brings them on home. Manhart quick start on top by 5, and he's still under Brett Miller's whip. It's still Manhart quick start between horses. Branson late kick on the outside. High Buck. Manhart quick start. High Buck up second for Branson and maybe the 2 Roughhausen. Quick start. 4-year-old chestnut gelding by Precious Bunny out of Manhart New Start. Owned in St. Peter, Illinois by Richard Corson. Trained by Ray Kenny. Driven wire to wire by Brett Miller. Covering him out here in 158 3 and a lifetime best 9. Manhart quick start, the winner of race number 10. Number 3, High Buck was second, 4, Branson third, and number 2, Roughhausen was 4th.